can't even imagine what amazing things are there. But imagine then the dead person, the soul, can go and see these things. But not the living person, just the dead person goes and see these things, the soul. And then the angels there also greet the soul. Such beautiful greetings. And then they go to the gateway, from the second to the third, and the same thing. And then the third to the fourth. All the way up to different skies, until you come to the seventh sky and the gate to what's beyond. But then a voice comes that this slave of mine cannot come. Allah says that this soul cannot come any farther. It has to go back down to the earth. Why? Allah says in the Quran, "Minha khalaqnakum, wa fiha nu'idukum, wa minha nukhrijukum taratan ukhra." Allah says that it is from the earth that I have created you all, and it is into the earth again that I will return you all, and then it is out of the earth once again that I will bring you forth once again. So our place is the earth for now. So then the angels take the soul gently back down all the way through all those seven samawat, the seven skies, and then through all the space and the universe and the whole galaxies and everything, and then coming back down to the little neighborhood that we live in on this edge of the Milky Way galaxy, coming to the solar system, coming to the inner planets, coming to Earth, and then coming and bringing you back to where your family is taking your body, to the janazah. And then the soul comes, and it comes and sits on the chest of the body, and they're carrying the body, and they're going towards the grave. But is the soul of the righteous person scared to go inside of that little hole in the ground? No, because that soul knows, because he remembered hearing the hadith, and he remembered reading Quran, and he knows that that little hole in the ground is not just a little hole in the ground for the righteous person. For the righteous person, that's a garden. It's a beautiful garden from the gardens of Jannah. And it's a beautiful place, and it's his own place where he can go and enjoy himself until the day of judgment. And so he says, even though his family members who are carrying his body to the grave, they can't hear him when he says this, but he says, "Qaddimuni, qaddimuni, hurry me up, go faster, I want to get to my grave, hurry up." He's not scared to go in that hole. He wants to, he's enjoying, he really looks forward to enjoying it. Because he knows the promise of Allah is true, and he knows that the news that Rasulullah came with is true. And so they go and they take him to his grave, and he's so excited, and then they put him in the grave. And then they cover it, and then they leave. Rasulullah said that 3 things follow a person to the grave. 2 of them go back home, and 1 of them stays with him in the grave. What are those 3 things? The family of the person, the wealth of the person, and the deeds of the person. The family and the wealth of the person will not stay with the person in the grave. No. No matter how much you love a family member, they would not stay with you in the grave. If they're still alive, they want to go back and do their life, right? Until it's their turn. And the wealth will not also stay with you in the grave. They're not going to bury you with a car or with gold. And even if they do, it's not going to reach you in the grave. And the deeds, that's what stays with the person in the grave. The salat that you did, the Quran that you read, that's what will be there with you. And when the angels of Munkar and Nakir, the interrogators, when they come and they ask you the harsh questions, they ask you very harshly. They even ask the righteous people harshly, "Who is your Lord and Master? What is your deen, your way of life and your religion? And who is Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, or who is your messenger?" They ask you these 3 questions, you'll have to be surrounded by your good deeds. And your good deeds, you took so good care of them when you were alive. And so now, bi'idhnillah, by Allah's permission, they take care of you now that you're dead. And they are helping you answer those tough questions, and so you say with confidence, "Allah is my Rabb, my Lord and Master. My deen, my way of life and religion is Islam. And Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is my prophet and messenger." And then a voice comes from the sky. "Qad sadaqa abdi, my slave has told the truth." And if you, after the long life that you live on this earth, short life actually, but after this life that you have lived on this earth, with all its worries and all of its struggles, if you hear those words, those 3 words, "Qad sadaqa abdi," that's it. You're good. You've won. Day of judgment is yours, Jannah is yours. You're okay. Those are the 3 words that we live to hear. If we all can hear those 3 words, we are fine. Just 3 words, it all comes down to 3 words. And if we can hear those words. So we have to work hard on it. And then when that happens, Allah commands the grave of the person to be expanded. So now it's not a small hole. To us, who are still alive, we look and we think it's a tiny hole that we just put our loved one in. But no, to them, righteous person, it's so huge, as far as their eyes can see. It's like they have a whole country to themselves. And then Allah commands that food be put in there from the food of Jannah. And carpets and furniture and everything be put in there from all the carpets and furniture of Jannah. And then a window be opened from to Jannah, so that that person can look and see the place in Jannah. And then a beautiful breeze comes in from there, and it smells like Jannah. But there's also another window open, but this window is not to Jannah, it's a window showing Jahannam, the hellfire. But why is this window open? Because that person in the grave, the good person is told, look into that window to Jahannam, the hellfire. Scary, right? Yeah, scary. Guess what? That's where you would have been if you were not good. And so the person says, oh, I'm so happy. I'm so glad I'm not there. I'm so glad I did the right thing. I'm so glad I controlled myself. I'm so glad I made the right choice. I'm so glad I said La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah. I'm so glad I didn't die before saying those words. And then he'll look into the window in Jannah, and what will he see? He'll say, oh, hey, what's this? That is where you're going to be on the day after the day of judgment. That's your place in Jannah. Now, when the person in the grave, the soul, sees that beautiful place waiting for him in Jannah, it looks even better than what he has right now in the grave, which is still good enough. But what does he say? He says, Ya Rabb, aqim as-sa'a. Oh Allah, make the day of judgment start already. So now he wants the day of judgment to come. He's not afraid of the day of judgment. He's not worried about what he left on earth. He's not worried about the things that he forgot to do, he didn't get to do, the jobs that he didn't finish, the people that he left behind. No, he wants the day of judgment to start. He wants it to happen right now, so he can go to Jannah and be in that place that he's seeing in the window. He's not afraid anymore. Jannah is there for him, and he just wants to get there. But he can't go there yet. The day of judgment will come when Allah wants it to come, and only Allah knows when it will be. But this is the journey of the righteous soul. And the righteous soul will be in that grave until the day of judgment comes, enjoying. Now imagine that. Each one of us is going to take a journey into the world of death. But will it be this journey, or will it be the other journey which we didn't talk about? Maybe one day we'll have to talk about that one too. What is the journey that the bad person ends up? It's not a good journey, and it's not a good experience, and his grave is not a good place. But may Allah protect us from that evil ending, and may Allah put us in the blessed good ending of the righteous souls, the Muslim and the Mu'min and the Muhsin. May Allah make us among al-Muslimin, and may Allah make us among al-Mu'mineen, and may Allah make us among al-Muhsineen. Ameen. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسوله الكريم وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. الحمد لله على نعمة الإسلام وكفى بها نعمة. الحمد لله الذي هدانا لهذا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله. We admit that all of the praises goes to Allah for guiding us to know this message. There are many people who have not heard this message. And so we're grateful that Allah has allowed this message to reach us, and we ask Allah to help us to convey this message to all of those who have not yet heard it. And we ask Allah to make it easy for this message to reach their hearts, and not just their ears. And also we admit and confess that all the praise goes to Allah for this blessing of al-Islam. And Islam is enough of a blessing. If somebody has Islam, but they don't have anything that this dunya has to offer, that person is so rich and has everything. But if somebody does not have Islam, even if they have everything that this world has to offer, that person is so poor, and that person has absolutely nothing. So we're glad that Allah has made us Muslims, and we hope that Allah causes us to pass away in a state that we are Muslims, and in a state that He is pleased with us, and we are pleased with Him. So this is from the deen. The news of the unseen is from the deen of Islam, and it's from the message of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Aisha radiallahu anha, the wife of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, she said that if the first verses of Quran to be revealed, or the first commandments or things about Islam to be revealed were, don't do this bad deed, don't do that bad deed, what would the people do? What would they say? Would they accept the message? No, they would have said, we will always keep doing such and such. We will always keep doing such and such bad deed. They would refuse. But Aisha said, the first verses were that were revealed was not about don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. The first verses that were revealed were the Suwar al-Mufassal. The verses and the surahs talking about Iman and unseen things. Talking about Allah and who is Allah and who is Allah and what Allah is not. Who is Allah? What are the attributes of Allah? Who is Allah? And then talking about the messengers. Who are they and what did they come to tell us? And what happened to the people who listened to them and what happened to the people who did not listen to them? And Jannah and Jahannam. Jannah, gardens. The gardens with which Allah rewards the good people. And Jahannam, the hellfire with which Allah punishes the disobedient people. And the day of judgment. The day when every human being that has ever existed will be there. George Washington will be there on the day of judgment. He's not going to escape. Barack Obama will be there on the day of judgment. He's not going to escape. Marco Polo is going to be there. Christopher Columbus is going to be there. Everyone that you read about in history, and anyone that you didn't read about, anyone that you see walking in the streets, every single one of them is going to be on the day of judgment. These are the unseen realities that are related to us in the Suwar al-Mufassal, the ayat and the surahs of the Quran that have to do with the unseen. And if you look at the Quran, most of the Quran is about this. Most of the Quran is Suwar al-Mufassal. Most of the Quran is talking about the unseen. Only some of the Quran is talking about do's and don'ts, this and that. All of it's important, but why is most of the Quran talking about these imanic things? It's because if the hearts have truly latched onto these things, then they will be able to obey the other commands. And this is what Aisha radiallahu anha said, the first ayat to be revealed were the Suwar al-Mufassal, and then when the hearts were attached to their master, to their Lord, to their Rabb, Allah, then the commandments of halal and haram started to come down, and the people were ready. When the verses came down to give up alcohol, there was no hesitation. They threw it away. None of them protested. None of them tried to change the law. No, they threw it away right away. But when the same thing was going to happen in America, about 80 years ago, it failed. And the people protested so harshly that the government had to say, okay, fine, alcohol is okay again. Because why did it fail in America, but it succeeded in Medina? Because the people of Medina knew about the unseen, but the people of America at the time did not know about the unseen. So if you want people in America to do good and to follow Allah, the way of Allah, and to follow the way of Rasulullah ﷺ, and to obey Allah, then teach them the unseen. Teach them about the journey of the righteous soul and the journey, or the non-journey, of the not righteous soul. Teach them about Day of Judgment, which all of them will be in anyways. The Muslim and the non-Muslim are all going to equally be on the Day of Judgment. Nobody's going to get out of it. Whether you tell them about Islam or not, they're going to leave it. And then, so we have to make sure to convey the message now. And when the hearts of the people of America have come, and not just America, but the whole world, have become attached to their master and their Lord, their Rabb, Allah, and when we have really absorbed the message of the unseen, then you will see a revival of morality and ethics, and you will see goodness being all throughout the world. But it will only happen when the unseen is related to the people. So let's go out and relate the unseen. To our families, in our homes, we should have halaqat when we talk about these things. And then throughout the whole world, in our schools, and in our meetings, and out with the people. No matter who we're talking to, we need to talk about these things. We need to go and take this message out to them, so that everybody can know Allah and submit to Allah and obey Allah. And so everybody can have that miraculous journey, the journey of the righteous soul. And may Allah make us of those who are given all of the blessings that Allah has narrated to us about the next life. And may Allah grant us the patience in this life to die as Muslims. As the dua says, رَبَّنَا أَفْرِضْ عَلَيْنَا صَبْرًا وَتَوَفَّنَا مُسْلِمِينَ. بسم الله الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. ربنا آتنا من لدنك رحمة وهيئ لنا من أمرنا رشدا. ربنا أفرغ علينا صبرا وثبت أقدامنا وانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب. ربنا أفرغ علينا صبرا وتوفنا مسلمين. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. آمين. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. وأقيموا الصلاة.